Hello, my beautiful people. I go by the name of El Ray, and welcome to the United, where the universe is the teacher and we are the students. I created the United to help bring balance back to the world, because if you know thyself, everything in life becomes much easier. Today, I wanted to talk about something that we must all do if we want to progress forward in our lives. If we want true freedom, it's something that we all must do. And that's forgive. Forgiveness is not about something or someone else. Forgiveness is about you. Forgiveness is about you being free. It's about you being able to experience life without holding on or being tied down to something that is keeping you from. Now, there are three things that I want to talk about today that is a part of forgiveness. And the biggest one would be actually vulnerability. Vulnerability is something that's the one thing about recording outside. Like, I love recording outside, but you know, it's that summer heat is different. And summer heat brings about unwanted interactions with certain things. I'll just leave it at that. But anyways, let me get back to my point. One of the biggest things that's required is vulnerability. To be vulnerable is to actually open yourself up. You know, a lot of times we're taught that being vulnerable is a sign of weakness. You know, you not talking about how you truly feel is weak. You don't show people how you truly feel. You know, you wear this mask and you know, you stay in that frequency of being tied down and keeping yourself hidden from the world. And in actuality, what is that truly doing for you? If you can't be vulnerable with yourself, then do you actually truly know yourself? All right, let me say it again. If you're not being vulnerable with yourself, do you truly know yourself? Do you truly know yourself on all levels if you don't actually express to yourself? I'm just pause on other people for a second, but do you truly know yourself if you're not being open to yourself? You know, we're taught that to be vulnerable is to be weak. You don't let people see you cry. You don't let people see you mad. You don't let people see you get out of character, right? You know, and then when we're to ourselves, we wonder why we're not happy. Because we don't have the freedom that we desire. And if you have a desire to be free, you have to be vulnerable. There's no way around it. Like, to actually be vulnerable is to actually acknowledge that you need to forgive. How can you actually move forward and progress in life if there's something holding on to you, or you are holding on to it, rather you're holding on to it? Especially hurt. Hurt is one of the biggest reasons why you should forgive. Forgiveness is not about someone else. It's about you. And being able to actually communicate that. If someone has done something to you that you don't like, if someone has said something to you that you don't like, if you've done things to yourself that you don't like, you need to be able to communicate that. And say if that person is no longer living, you still need to be able to communicate how you're actually feeling. What are you truly feeling? Communication is effective communication is actually acknowledging, being vulnerable enough to say, hey, this bothered me. And I didn't like the way that went. Or I didn't like the way this happened. And actually being able to communicate that. And letting go of that thing. Like, I don't care if it was yesterday. I don't care if it was 10 years ago. I don't care if it was 50 years ago. Whatever you are holding on to, it always comes back to collect, because it's going to show itself in your life. It's going to show itself in your life when you're dealing with other people. It's going to show itself in life when you're trying to get things done. No matter what it is, the past always comes back to collect until you actually move forward and move on. And that requires you to be vulnerable. That requires you to actually forgive. Hurt. People hold on to hurt. You would think people will hold on to the good things, the things that made you feel good. But people are more prone to hold on to hurt than there are to the good times, right? Like, for an example, say if you was in a relationship with someone. It wasn't always bad. Because if it was always bad, you guys wouldn't have never been an item. You wouldn't be an item with somebody if it was always bad, every single little thing. It was at least one thing about that person that you like. That's why you were in a relationship with them, right? Now, things transpire, you go through a relationship, and you guys break up. And you move on to someone else. You move on to someone else, but yet you're still tied to this other person because you're still holding on to the things that they did to you. You can't truly enjoy the person that you with because you're still tied to the person that came before them, which is unfair to them. How can you ever truly move forward and enjoy your life if you don't forgive? It's the communication, being able to communicate with yourself. Hey, I'm feeling something, so let me communicate with that person, or let me communicate with myself. You don't have to, and if you don't want to communicate with that person, you don't have to communicate with that person, but you at least need to get a pen, get a piece of paper, and write out your thoughts. Make a vlog, make a video. It don't have to be for the world, be for yourself, but you need to do something with the energy to release what you are holding on to. Forgiveness. If you don't forgive, whatever you're holding on to is your master. That's what you serve. Because it has a hold on you. You can't release it. So in turn, everything that you experience, everything that you do will be tainted in a way. Because if you are holding on to something, how can you truly enjoy every piece or everything that you are experiencing if you're holding on to something that has happened in your life? Forgiveness is hard for a lot of people because they feel like they have to fight. I have to fight. You can get in, you can be in survival mode for so long that you normalize it. It's a condition. You're fighting and you feel like that's something that you have to do every day in your life, and you don't. True freedom is being able to let go. True freedom is being able to truly be yourself. One of the biggest things I had to do just for me was to forgive myself. I don't take it lightly if I hurt somebody, or if I done something that if I done something to someone and they communicated that thing to me, like, I take that personally, because I'm not out here trying to hurt anybody. I'm not out here trying to do things to people. That bothers me. So a lot of things that I've done in life, people have told me, like, I sat down and I reflected on. I'm like, yo, I don't want to be that. I don't think I want to do is spread love and see the world progress. and elevate, because I have an invested interest in humanity. I want to see everybody be the best version of themselves, you know? And if I've done something to a person, I take that personally. And so with that being said, what I would do is I would hold on to that thing. I would hold on to things that I've done to people, and what I had to do was forgive myself. I would forgive other people before I forgave myself. You know, and that's just me. That's just me on my walk. You know, my path to healing, that's something that I had to do. I've held on to things that, you know, I needed to let go of. And one of the hardest things that I've ever experienced was being stagnant. Being in a place where, you know, I kept running into myself. I was my biggest challenge. Imagine you're trying to progress in life and it's nobody else, but it's you that's actually holding yourself back. You are your biggest challenge. It's you. It's you. If you're holding on to something that's not even in front of you, it's not even in your way, you want to progress forward, but you keep getting pulled back. Takes 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, and you're going back further and further and further and further. A lot of you want to manifest things. A lot of you want to progress. You want to do well. You want to do these things, but ask yourself, what am I actually holding on to? What's keeping me from being the best version of myself? What's keeping me from? Anything that's keeping you from, what is it? Be able to communicate that thing with you. Be able to communicate. Be vulnerable. Vulnerability is big. Do something with the energy. Do something with the energy. I don't care if it's writing, talking to someone, seeing a therapist. Do something with the energy. Because if you're holding on to something, it's going to keep you from progressing and keep you from doing things that you actually want to do. Forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Forgive other people. That's what it's truly all about. That's my spiel for today. That's the thing that a lot of us can benefit from is forgiveness. Forgiveness. I love you guys. I hope you got something from the message. If you got something from it, spread it to someone. You know, give it to someone. Family, friend, coworker, a stranger on the street, whoever. Be the change that you want to see. If you want to progress forward, forgive. Forgive. I love y'all, and you guys take care of yourself. Blessings.